Welcome back to Opinion Journal. I'm Mary Kissel. It didn't get much notice here in the United States, but this week, dozens of opponents of Turkish Prime Minister Erdogan were sentenced to very long prison sentences as part of a so-called conspiracy case. Is Turkey going the way of Russia or Egypt? Global View columnist Bret Stephens is here to discuss. Bret, I thought Erdogan was a reformer, but now he's jailing members of the opposition, academics, journalists. What's going on?
Well, you've been misled about Erdogan. A number of people who've been following Turkey closely have seen, since he came to power now more than 10 years ago, that there were strongly autocratic tendencies, conspiracy-minded tendencies, and of course Islamist tendencies. Erdogan is an Islamist prime minister, and he has been working very deliberately to cut the power of the old secular establishment that ran Turkey from the days of Kemal Ataturk. Now, what you've just seen now is this mass trial of army officers, journalists, members of parliament, the head of a left-wing, a small left-wing political party. The former chief of staff of the Turkish army got a life sentence as part of what's called the Ergenekon conspiracy.
Now, that's quite a mouthful. What is that?
Ergenekon is this mystical valley where the Turks are supposed to be from, but it's a conspiracy. It purports to be a secret organization, or rather the prosecution says there's a secret organization of ultra-nationalists and secularists whose purpose is to overthrow the Erdogan's elected government. Now, there's a real question whether any such organization as Ergenekon exists, and there's certainly serious, credible questions about whether the things which it is alleged to have done they really did. I mean, at one point there was a plot supposedly for the Turkish Air Force to bomb mosques by using the Air Force to bomb mosques in Istanbul. So it's, you know, a conspiracy so vast, as they say. But now people are going to jail. It's a serious issue.
You know, we last looked at Turkey in the context of the Taksim Square protests, right, where you had thousands of Turkish citizens, average Turkish citizens, out on the streets protesting against this government. Could we see a kind of confrontation again like that after these verdicts, or has Erdogan really suppressed the media and his opposition and the public enough to really consolidate his power?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly the question, whether it's too late for Turks to realize that they are dealing not with a democratic, moderate, democratic reformer, moderate Islamist, but with a real autocratic hard-liner who's willing to do whatever is necessary to suppress his enemies. One of the things that's happened is a lot of Turkish, secular Turks actually supported the government because they believed that Turkey had become a kind of secular autocracy. And they thought that his efforts to bring the military down to size were essentially healthy and were helping Turkey to mature as a democracy. Now that they've realized what Erdogan is really about, they're now increasingly joining the ranks of the opposition. The question is whether they have the political wherewithal to mount an effective opposition to Erdogan, or is he going to become another Vladimir Putin president for life?
We've got about a minute left, Bret. Viewers out there might wonder, well, gosh, why are we talking about this? Who cares what happens in Turkey? Why is Turkey important to U.S. interests in that region of the world?
Look, Turkey is a member of NATO. It used to be a pillar of a moderate Muslim country that was a friend. It used to be a friend, an important friend of Israel. It sits literally at the edge of Asia and of Europe. It's strategically extremely important. It has huge influence in terms of the direction of the Arab world. It has influence with Iran. We would like to have Turkey as a strategic partner. What we increasingly find is Turkey is a strategic adversary posing systemic and systematic challenges to our interests and our allies throughout the whole region.
Turkey, a strategic adversary. Global View columnist Bret Stephens, thank you so much for being on the show.